I want divorce. Harry wants get the hell out as Meghan controlling him every time, everywhere. In a new interview with The Telegraph, Brown discussed the royal family as a whole, including Queen Elizabeth, Prince Charles, and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. She also talked about the dynamic between Harry and Markle, especially in the aftermath of their explosive Oprah interview. Talking about what the world is now referring to as Megxit, Brown said, Harry was incredibly hot-headed about negotiating their exit. Dumping that website with all those terms and conditions before you have agreed to it with the Queen? He just alienated everybody. While the Duke and Duchess of Sussex seem very happy together in California with their children Archie and Lilibet, Brown has heard doubts about the couple. Harry is so emotionally needy that he's been completely and utterly taken over by Meghan, and his whole personality has changed. It's a really sad thing to a great many people, the author continued. Meghan seems to answer some huge need in Harry, and it seems like they are in a powerful codependency. And I do question how it will end. Maybe he'll wake up and realize he's living in goop and he has to get the hell out, go down the pub and see his friends. Brown also talked about Markle's tumultuous relationship with the British press and the royal family. I think Meghan felt she could get in there and change it all, Brown said, referring to Markle's plans to work within the royal family. Frankly, she could have done a great deal to change things had she stuck around, but the thing that's most baffling is such impatience. She could have spent a year away and come back with a great game plan. While she seems critical of the Duchess of Sussex, Brown was also sympathetic to the difficulties Markle faced as she joined the royal family. I do think that for a woman who's had a high-profile US career, a professional woman of 35, dealing with the palace must have been an absolute nightmare, the author explained. Meghan knew what she wanted to do. Probably most of her ideas were rather constructive and good, but she had to go through this sclerotic culture and live in a hierarchy, which she's never done. These days, when, in Britain at least, the Duke of Sussex is no longer the massively popular figure he once was, it is important to remember that working with Harry used to be fun. He was brimming with ideas and enthusiasm, and had an informal approach that inspired a sense of camaraderie among his small and close-knit team. Royal tours had their serious moments, but Harry wanted to make sure there were some light-hearted ones, too, that it wasn't all stress and logistics. It was, said an insider, tremendous fun. At the end of a busy day of engagements, they would go and have a drink and a meal together, although Harry never touched alcohol on official tours. Ever the man of action, Harry would constantly be throwing out ideas, which his team would try and turn into reality. He is the kind of guy who has 10 ideas a day, 9 of which are totally bonkers, but one of which is actually pretty good. One of his great ideas was the Invictus Games, a Paralympic-style event for injured servicemen and women. He also wanted a good, close relationship with everyone who worked for him. It was an interesting contrast to what would happen after he married Meghan. She appeared to have strict demarcation lines, and usually did not have anything to do with anyone other than the most senior officials. If Harry's energy and enthusiasm were one side of the coin, his frustration with the system was the other. He'd feel frustrated by the bureaucracy, being told you cannot do that, you cannot visit them, you cannot announce this there, because there is something else happening with the palace, said one source. It rattled him, it made him think, I'm being held back, I'm having my time wasted. Harry's biggest problem, one that no one could talk him out of, was that he believed his time was running out.